banks of the United States and the United Kingdom does not seem to back down over the deaths of the Minnesotan refugees.
Listen, if you want peace, you can suck my balls.
Always agree. The UK is with America, to the gates of hell or Wisconsin, whichever comes first.
In what might be a last-ditch effort to avoid open conflict, the beneficent leader of Afghanistan has sent her most trusted lieutenant to the UN on their country's behalf. We take you there live.
I am here to talk on behalf of the great nation of Afghanistan, to speak for peace in this shattered world. Tensions are high, made higher by the deaths of those innocent people and the warlike words of President Darien of the United States.
He's doing unexpectedly well. It seems that being briefly dead can sober anyone up.
I have a message for the world. If you want peace with Afghanistan, you are going to have to make a desert. You are not worthy of peace with us. You are not worthy of living on the same world as us.
He's gone off script.
So, in summation, come at me, bro. Come at all of us, bro.
I knew he'd come back because of the reason. I just didn't think he'd come back wrong.
Mistress, the next review is due.
Alistair just slapped the UN in the face. With his dick!
The movie is on VHS.
A VHS? I haven't seen one of those in ages. Will you deal with the UN?
I would be happy to.
Greetings, gentle viewers.
Send out a press release that we support Alistair's statement at the UN. Put the military on high alert. Make sure they look threatening.
It's taken more than long enough to get to a Canadian movie. Siege was made in 1983 and is also known as Self-Defense, and Night Warriors, and New York 1991, and was directed by Paul Donovan, who later created Lex, aka the best original science fiction show of the 90s.
And? You can quote me on that.
The film is set in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and was inspired by a police strike that happened in 1981. Yeah, RoboCop happened for real in Canada, but without the cyborgs. Shit. For a second there, I thought I was watching something by Astron 6. That was a very happy second. Sorry about the quality, I'm fairly sure this hasn't been released on DVD yet, and my VHS copy is pushing 30 years old.
I'm just guessing about the average age of my audience here, but don't disrespect your elders!
Other great titles from Thorn EMI Video include Bad Boys, Missionary, Handgun.
Why is my Canadian exploitation being interrupted by random tiny trailers for gay pornos? Oh, wait, it's just the 80s. I forgot everything looked like a gay porno back then.
Privates on Parade, Intimate Moments, Tender Mercies.
I think my case is rested.
Why do I get the feeling this shot would have been better placed before the red and black opening credits? At least then we could have pretended the screen was black because the sun had gone down. And just so you know, this shot lasts for about a minute. With this audio. Fuck it! Life is too fucking short.
There's a carnival-like atmosphere here at the Halifax police station tonight. The block immediately around the police station has become like Drag City.
I'm very glad this guy's wig has braved the cold night air to report on all the stock footage that's causing trouble. This is actual footage from the police strike in 1981, apparently the only surviving footage from that night. So, be confused by Canadian media archiving. The streets are empty, the people are too frightened to leave their homes, but one place is alive, with the sounds of people too stupid to realise there's a police strike going on. The denizens of the city's, I assume, only gay bar. It's a small city, it's 1981, and you don't even have a fucking bouncer. It's not like homophobia is a foreign concept that these people would never have come across before. Although the strike apparently lasted for 42 days. So maybe they all got bored with not doing life-threateningly stupid things. It's pretty late at night. Honestly, the biggest question I have right now is why did it take the local fascist shitheads this long to come calling? Well, someone doesn't like the theme music. But this makes me wonder, what kind of gay bar would play the theme music from Siege? Oh, one with a Sailor Starlight for a barman. Maybe that's why they're so blasé about security.
You disease.
Fascists often hate ambiguous alien magical superheroes. I'm not sure why it's Adrian Brody, though. The fascists are complete shitheads. I'd introduce you to all the characters one by one, but my episodes have a tendency to be about 10 minutes too long as it is. Plus, I'm trying to work out how exactly Bulk from Power Rangers and Mel Smith the comedian managed to mate and give birth to this guy. Oh no, please stop it. This hurts so much.
You see this armband?
Oh God, the pain.
It says N-O. N-O stands for New Order. We're the New Order.
No. They're the New Order.
How does it feel to treat me like you do when you laid your hands upon me?
And I get the feeling that they would try to kill them too if they could.
It says N-O.
Which spells no, as in no homo, which you're supposed to say after you fuck an attractive man. But you guys don't seem to understand that.
Oh, a lot of people think they gotta sound liberal these days. But don't think that means they like you, perverts.
This guy's talk about perverts is much less impressive once you've seen him dressed like a Christmas tree and raping a robot's head. Told you Lex was the best original sci-fi show of the 90s?
Being a homo is not a normal way of life. That's the law of nature. We're not gonna just sit around and watch while you perverts go around corrupting decent people.
This guy needs more big-cocked leather bears in his life and stat. This I don't get about his logic, and a lot of homophobes in general. Surely if you think homosexuality is something passed on to innocent people, which makes them gay like some sort of mimetic virus, then why attack gay people? Surely they'd be victims too. What these guys are doing is like trying to show you don't like a disease, say hepatitis, by assaulting people suffering from it. The disease itself doesn't have feelings. Even if you're right and it is a disease, you're not helping anyone.
Mistress, did you actually expect their point of view to make any sense?
No. But it would have been nice.
Oh, the get it was good.
Get out, you fascist!
The barman pulls a gun. There's a scuffle as the fascists try to rape him with a pull cue and, fortunately, I suppose, he falls and gets stabbed to death in a glass bottle. So naturally, the way to cover up a technically accidental death is to murder everyone who witnessed it. Geniuses? The police strike is going to be over one of these mornings. They might overlook speeding or petty robbery, but mass murder? Oh, their leader's a Romulan. I guess it makes sense now. Okay, the concept here, a regular people under siege by assholes film taking place in a gay bar with neo-Nazis is fucking brilliant. It's far more interesting than yet another heterosexual families being attacked by assholes film. So guess what's happening 10 minutes later?
Listen, turkey, just hand the homo over.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to hand a homo over.
Motherfuckers! You had a brilliant and unique concept and you pissed it away. I know regular people under siege by assholes movies aren't that common a genre, but trust me on this. Straight people under siege in their own home by assholes is by far the most usual story in that genre. The patrons are shot in the head one by one. The last patron manages to escape, no doubt because of the extra time needed to properly murder an original concept beside all these innocent people. Now, I don't know if this is because of the copy I have, or because of the cinematography, but the chase can be a little bit hard to follow. It's mostly black figures against a mostly black background lit like the mouth of a black hole. It's about as easy to follow as this.
Feel the excitement of this fully operational early 1980s Canadian exploitation film. Feel it!
Guys, it's not that hard to have lighting outside. At least there's lighting inside, with the heterosexuals and their foster children. Because that's what heterosexuals do. Foster children! The dad is clearly Stephen King. The mum is fairly nondescript, but over the course of the film turns into Shelley Duvall in The Shining. And the kids are Neil Goldman from Family Guy, a kid who escaped from Return of the Living Dead, and Barry Robinson also from Family Guy. The surviving patron arrives and he's given shelter inside, but he's got a concussion, or he's terrified or something else, and so he's out of commission, meaning the film's officially become yet another Battle of the Straits.
Listen, Turkey, just hand the homo over.
Yeah, maybe I don't want to hand a homo over.
Is there really any reason to go on? These motherfuckers just took originality out the back and shot it in the fucking head! No. There's no reason to go on. Fuck all of you. Attention all minions. Shutter the shops, close down the three-ring circus, and shoot all the animals in the zoo. I am in a bad fucking mood! Apparently I'm going to continue the review. This has never happened to me before. Hopefully later on and off screen I'm going to take this motherfucker out the back and shoot him in the head.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
Listen, Turkey, we're not...
Don't call me Turkey, asshole.
I have a much better insult than you, motherfucker!
Come on, let's just walk away like we're leaving.
Walk away like you're leaving? Isn't that very nearly the same thing as leaving? So they meet up with their boss a little further down the road. Luckily for them, he brought his never-ending car full of goodies. These guys' plan to cover up murder is always to kill more people. This literally cannot go on forever.
I can't believe this could happen here.
I know! What do they think this is, Detroit? The villains set up a sniper position. Alas, all they're getting is the opening credits to The Running Man. Suddenly the dad, being Stephen King, makes much more sense. Luckily, one of the kids in their care is obsessed with weapons and so provided a rifle, a bow and arrow, and pretty much anything else they'll need in their self-defense. During the siege, as they battle the Night Warriors, in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It's almost New York, 1991. Anyway, because they have blind kids like all heterosexual foster homes do, one of the blind kids tries to leave the house. And we all know where this is going.
Yep, the bastards are playing laser tag at him.
Worse. Fatal laser tag. Now that one of the two fat guys in the film's been removed, the mother decides to leave as well. Meaning there's an uber-tense moment where one dark shot dramatically stares down another dark shot. Before she finds some blood on the floor, and it's so fucking dark I'm really not sure how she spotted it.
The carpet's covered in blood.
What are you doing?
Well, maybe I can't see. But I can hear pretty goddamn well.
Wait, if you're blind too, then why do you normally wear glasses?
Stupid, stupid, stupid.
Fair enough. It's pretty ingenious, really, setting up a blind guy-powered radar system. It's just a pity that the idea that blind people can hear much better than sighted people on average is a myth. Wait, who is that? 50s looking guy. Damn it, white Canadians all look alike.
What say you, Sin Wicked?
I say you're racist.
Alright. What do we got to defend ourselves with? We've got the 303, but just 2 bullets, hollow point. Great. And we got the hunting gun. You've got 1 arrow. And a rocket.
How long after we're declared overdue can we expect a rescue?
17 days.
17 days? Hey, man, I don't want to rain on your parade. We're not going to last 17 hours.
This is crazy.
Movie? An explanation for why this home for the blind, or whatever the fuck it is, has a resident Kyle Reese would be nice. And the fascists decide to up the already fairly tall ante by throwing tear gas into the building.
Aw, they got gas masks. The homo-loving bastards got gas masks.
I understand your annoyance. Neither of these groups should be as well armed as they are. So, why is the interior more well lit than the exterior? They turned all the lights off. At least the outside is the fucking moon.
Get ready for the Home Alone reference.
Anybody who touches the doorknob downstairs is gonna die.
So several of the fascists are ordered to break down the front door while the sniper lays down suppressing fire.
Fire Will.
You have no idea how long I've wanted to do that joke. Of course, eventually they get tired of that sniper setup across the street. Yes, a bazooka. Sure, why not have access to absolutely fucking everything that could possibly be useful? Call me crazy, but I think easy access to nail bombs would be slightly more believable if this was set in Northern Ireland. A small team of fascists had made it into the building, but through the miracle of blind kid echolocation, the heroes managed to get the drop on them.
I used to be fascist too. Till I took an arrow to the face.
Also, flamethrower and an arrow to the face? Overkill? Just a bit. The fascists are getting freaked out, not only because in some shots this place looks more like a submarine than a house, but because the heroes set this place up as the perfect place to defend, full of secret passages and false doors. They didn't manage this in the time since the siege began. The neo-Nazis just fucked with the wrong blind kid foster home. And that's a line that not many people get to say. But maybe Stephen King is just very paranoid and wants to make damn sure the guy with the van can't get him again.
Is there just one in the hall?
I'm pretty sure. I can hear him talking on his walkie-talkie.
Hi, asshole. Oh, shit.
All their crazy survivalist tricks and they didn't check to see if the rifle was loaded? It's okay, I understand. If I was facing Jeff Pastille, I wouldn't want to kill him in the middle of the movie either. The man's a low-budget Canadian movie legend. And he voiced the monkey on Babar.
They got 2 mirrors, like on TV. I can't believe they got 2 mirrors.
I want 2 mirrors. Why can't I have 2 mirrors?
Here you go, mistress.
I was making fun of the movie. Do you have like a line of minions outside my door holding random shit in case I happen to mention it sarcastically?
Not anymore. The only one who's still there is the guy with the lion cub.
Fair enough. Thank you, I guess. Okay. Go throw yourself off something tall.
We're taking care of this ourselves. Clark, keep it pinned down. If one of them sticks their head out, waste them. Ian, come on.
Not for you.
That guy wasn't one of the heroes, by the way. They just walked around until they found someone to kill. You know, the neo-Nazis threatening, assaulting, and murdering innocent people hadn't quite convinced me that they were the bad guys. But now I'm sure. So, pinned down by a guy with a rifle, what did the heroes do? Well, obviously get the blind kid to fix their broken gun.
It's back together with both bullets in it. Will it work? Only one way to find out.
Oh, shit!
Yes, there's only one way to find out.
Only one way to find out, by timing things perfectly so he'd be distracted by killing his own guy for just long enough for you to shoot him, thus panicking another guy into running away and electrocuting himself in the door. Oh, Jeff Pastille, you always die too early. Except for in the Saw movies, where you're one of the few people who never dies. Weird.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Looks like it's all over.
Not according to the running time, it's not.
Not unless the next half hour of my VHS was taped over with old Bible Man episodes. Oh, son of a bitch.
The Bible says to be careful when entertaining strangers, for you might be entertaining angels without knowing. Yes, but fallen angels are hardly entertaining.
You know, part of me would love to know how Bible Man would deal with neo-Nazis attacking his home.
It's just a game, Bible Man. Oh, sure. It's all just fun and games until someone loses an eternity.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Oh, shit, where's Danielle? Hey, Danielle. Danielle.
I'm sorry, I was afraid.
Paul Donovan, I usually love your work. You made Lex, the DEF CON movie where the cover had nothing to do with the story. That movie about Richard Grieco as a mutant Catman. And even the Brian Blessed becomes Pope drama. But you're making it really hard with this one. Okay, first you set up an interesting gays versus fascists movie, and then you massacre all but one of the gay people, turning it into a much more generic film, and then you have the surviving gay person hide for the rest of the fucking movie. But why the fuck is he called Danielle?
Now this is almost physically painful to say, in fact. This is physically painful to say, but Paul Donovan? Fuck you! I can't believe I said that. That's like insulting Jesus. Wait, I've done that several times. It's like insulting Brian Trenchard Smith. I need a moment.
I'm sorry, Paul Donovan. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Paul Donovan. Please forgive me.
So, all of his men are dead or severely injured, so it's finally time for Praetor Queer Killer to take center stage. With all the grace, poise, power, and pure animal instinct of a very elderly panther. Armed with a garrote. I'm really not sure why this guy chose to put on blackface for his death scene, though. I might be a faggot-killing fascist, but I fucking hate racism, Sonny Jim! And the dead guy was the bizarrely competent kid who collected all the weapons. Uh-oh.
There's one guy I wish I could have seen it get it above all the others.
Oh, yeah? Which one was that?
The leader.
You mean the one who got electrocuted?
No, the one with the leather jacket. I'll never forget him.
Yeah, he had a leather jacket. You don't just forget something like that.
The neo-Nazi leader is really competent at this. He stalks through the house, taking weapons from the hero's cache and biding his time. It raises the question of why he didn't just go in alone.
In chess, the pawns go first.
Yeah, but well-placed clip from a bad movie, you're forgetting that chess is a self-contained fight. In real life, if you lose all your men in one battle, you're fucked. Oh, Here's an answer. He'd get distracted by the first woman undressing that he came across.
Barbara?
Barbara? I'm not entirely sure, but I think the musical sting might be in there with you. There's a lengthy game of cat and mouse between the heroes and the leader of the neo-Nazis in the house as the injured sniper repairs his gun enough to kill Neil Goldman. Being Daredevil didn't save you from the 80s night vision, did it? Ha! This is like a really long and less entertaining boss level to a not very good video game.
I got hit. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have come up.
Dude, you just got shot! How about some emoting? Observe. Random minion who's standing out there with a random thing in case I want it. Come here. I want it. Observe. Thank you. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm gonna bash your brains in. Bash them right the fuck in. Wow. That patch of darkness killed him. I did not see that coming. Literally. So, will it be Danielle who killed him for thematic reasons? Or Stephen King because gay people aren't allowed to do anything of use in this movie? Or are we just gonna hug and ignore the villain being shot? Okay, fine. He gets axed to death by Danielle to justify his existence in this heroic tale of straight people battling evil. Evil as portrayed by other straight people. The police strike comes to an end after 42 pulse-pounding days, but there's enough time for one last twist. Oh, you're God! One of the neo-Nazis, whose face I could barely see so I shouldn't really be expected to recognize, was actually a cop. The only reason I recognized him was because of his injuries. So, with the New Order defeated, I trust they'll be unleashing the New Order onto the towns and cities of Nova Scotia pretty soon. Just in time for the sequel that never happened. This film could so easily have been really fucking brilliant. The setup was beautiful, and they ejected it faster and harder than Linkara ejects an easy-to-follow storyline. The film is dark as fuck, but that's probably my copy, as a trailer I found is much better lit. This was silly enough to be ludicrous, but not ludicrous enough to be amazing. And it somehow managed to grasp genericness from the jaws of uniqueness. This just wasn't very good. Paul Donovan usually does much better. Just as trashy and silly, but usually better. But I do love the theme music, even though it's pretty clear they stole an unreleased track from a John Carpenter score. I'm the Amanda Hagen, and I have to live with that every day.
I trust I have proved myself, Mr. President.
I saw it. It was almost as beautiful as me, naked in the sun. No one will ever be able to claim the invasion isn't totally justified. She had a chance for peace, and she peed on it from a great height.
By my estimates, I will have 97% of the mistress's minions upgraded to my design by the date of the invasion.
And you are certain you'll have her defenses down by then?
Mr. President, look up.
That's a pretty good trick.
The defenses will be down. Now, excuse me. I sleep now.
Second term, here I come.